Fired right before closing the biggest deal in company history. The untold consequences. 1. The beginning of the journey. Samantha Briggs was no stranger to hard work. She'd spent the last 6 years at Tech Solutions Group, a mid-sized software company focused on logistics management for global transportation firms. Samantha started from the bottom as a sales intern and fought her way up to the role of business development manager. Unlike her Ivy League colleagues, Samantha's degree from a public state university wasn't something she boasted about. But the results she delivered? Those spoke volumes. The company had just signed its biggest potential client yet, International Freight Corp, a deal valued at $60 million over the next 5 years. Samantha had been working on this account for almost a year. Her countless late nights, early mornings, and strategic trips to meet with key stakeholders had all been in preparation for this monumental contract. Yet, the company's new vice president of sales, Evelyn Hart, had other plans. From the moment Evelyn was promoted, she made it clear that she thought Samantha's non-elite background wasn't fit for dealing with high-stakes accounts. As Samantha worked tirelessly on the final presentation for international freight, Evelyn subtly undermined her work, claiming that she had connections that could further the company's chances. 2. The sinister push for control. As Samantha reviewed her notes one evening, she felt the sting of Evelyn's constant criticisms. You know, Samantha, International Freight is looking for someone with more enterprise-level experience, Evelyn had told her in their last meeting, but Samantha knew this was more about power and control than anything else. She had already built the customized logistics solution that would seal the deal for the company. She had the inside knowledge, the trust of the client, and the key to making this deal happen. On the day before the final meeting, she received an email from the CEO, Thomas Blake. He'd requested her presence at an executive meeting the next morning. Samantha's gut sank. She knew something was off, but she wasn't prepared for the shocking turn of events that awaited her. 3. The betrayal. The executive meeting was a cold, sterile room where Samantha was seated at the far end of the table, a stark contrast to the polished suits of the other attendees. Thomas, Evelyn, and the other executives filled the room with their all-too-familiar impersonal demeanor. "Samantha," Thomas said, his voice carefully neutral. "We're thrilled with the work you've done with international freight. However, Evelyn has expressed concerns about the long-term management of such an enterprise-level account." Before Samantha could respond, Evelyn smoothly added, "Samantha's work has been valuable, but this deal requires someone with a bit more sophistication in dealing with larger clients." The words hit like a punch to the gut. Samantha had put in all the effort to secure this deal, but Evelyn was now claiming it as her own. Thomas didn't seem to notice the tension in the room, but Samantha could see the subtle glances exchanged between him and the others. It was a clear signal. Evelyn was positioning herself to take control of the final negotiations. "Is there a problem with my performance?" Samantha asked, her voice surprisingly steady despite the rush of emotions surging inside her. "There's no question about your performance," Thomas replied. "But we need to consider how we present ourselves to clients of this magnitude. Evelyn's experience with large clients is undeniable, and we need someone with that caliber." Samantha felt the weight of his words. It wasn't about her work. It was about her lack of a prestigious education. Evelyn's Ivy League background trumped the results Samantha had delivered. And just like that, she realized, her value wasn't what she did. It was who she knew. 4. The firing. 3 days later, with the international freight deal just about to be signed, Samantha was called into another meeting with HR. She walked in to find Thomas, Evelyn, and the head of HR, Rachel Martin, waiting for her. Rachel slid a manila folder across the table, her eyes avoiding Samantha's gaze. "Samantha," Thomas began, "as we continue to evolve and grow, we're restructuring the business development department. Unfortunately, your position is being eliminated." Samantha froze. "What do you mean, eliminated? Just days before the contract's finalized?" We need to elevate our team's credentials moving forward. Evelyn interjected. We need people who've worked at the highest levels with the Fortune 500. People who understand what it takes to handle big-ticket clients. Samantha could barely breathe. They were letting her go because her degree wasn't from an Ivy League school. The insult burned, but she remained composed. So, it's about the diploma, not my results. Thomas avoided her eyes. We have a team with more elite backgrounds now. It's just a matter of business strategy. Her 6 years of hard work, her dedication, all reduced to a few corporate platitudes. 5. The vengeance begins. The next week, Samantha spent her mornings sending out job applications while sipping coffee, her phone silent. That was until her phone buzzed. Tasha Westbrook, the CEO of International Freight, was texting her. Good luck today. Wish you were here for the final meeting. Call me afterward. Samantha smirked, her mind racing. They had no idea. Evelyn and Thomas had no idea who they were dealing with. At the meeting, Tasha walked in and immediately demanded to know where Samantha was. Danielle tried to explain, but Tasha cut her off. If Samantha's not involved, then we need to reconsider the deal entirely. Samantha felt a twisted sense of vindication. Evelyn's smug expression crumbled as Tasha made it clear that Samantha was the reason they even considered tech solutions. Samantha had made the deal possible, not Evelyn. 6, a new beginning. A few hours later, Samantha was sitting in a cafe, considering her next steps. The phone call she'd been waiting for came in. Gregory Wilson, the CEO of a competitor, Wilson Enterprises, had reached out. He offered her a job as their business development director. Unlike the corporate giants she'd worked for, Gregory wasn't concerned with degrees. He valued results. The decision was simple. Samantha left her past behind and took the job. The next few months were a whirlwind of success as she helped Wilson Enterprises close several high-profile deals, including International Freight, who quickly followed her to the new company. Samantha's rise at Wilson was rapid, and before long, she was promoted to Chief Revenue Officer. Meanwhile, her former company, Tech Solutions, was spiraling into turmoil. They had let go of the person who made their biggest deal possible, and they were paying the price. 7, the inevitable fallout. Months later, Samantha received an unexpected message from a former colleague. Danielle was let go yesterday. It's about the Synex disaster. Samantha didn't celebrate, but she couldn't help but feel a sense of validation. As the company continued to plummet, Samantha built a thriving business and team, showing that results mattered more than pedigrees. As she sat in her new office, she looked at the degree hanging proudly on the wall, a reminder that success doesn't come from where you start, but from where you finish and who you become. 8. Conclusion. The story highlights the dangers of elitism in the workplace. Samantha was dismissed because of her non-Ivy League background, despite her exceptional performance. What do you think? Does the value of an employee lie in their results, or is it all about the credentials? Share your thoughts below.